Welcome to CSEGuru. The next topic we will discuss under C programming is example to implement for loop. The next example is to display odd numbers and even numbers using for loop. So here we need to give n variable. N is the input given by the user. So up to value of n, it has to display the odd numbers as well as even numbers. So we have declared n variable as integer and I is the variable used in for loop. So both the variable we have declared as integer. Using this printf statement, just print the message enter n values. Suppose if you have entered the n value as 10 means, using this scanf statement, accept the values 10 and store with the variable n. And the next it is a printf statement, just it will display the message odd numbers, even numbers. And this is the main logic of this program using for loop. So using this for loop, display the odd number and even number sequentially up to the variable value n. So up to n, if you are considering, the odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. And up to n value 10, if the even numbers if you are considering, that is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So this is the output we will get it in the output screen. So now we will trace the for loop logic. So there are three parts in for loop. The first part is nothing but the variable initialization, and second is the loop expression, that is condition evaluation. Whenever this condition is evaluated to true means it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And the next third part is nothing but the variable updation. So the output if you are considering, first we need to enter n value. So n value is nothing but 10 we have entered. And next using the printf statement, it will display this message odd numbers and even numbers. And after that is nothing but the working of the for loop. So for loop if you are considering, initially I value is nothing but 1. So whenever the condition is evaluated to true, it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And this percentage d will display for the odd number, that is the I value. And this percentage d will display for the even number, that is nothing but the I plus 1 value. So whenever this condition is evaluated to true, it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And every time when the body of the loop executes, that will be considered as one iteration. So for first iteration, consider I value as 1. So I is equal to 1 and 1 less than or equal to n value is 10. So 1 less than or equal to 10. 1 is less than 10. Condition is true. So it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. So it will display I value with this percentage d, it will display I value. For this percentage d, it will display I plus 1 value. So I value is nothing but 1 and I plus 1 value is nothing but 2. So in the output screen, for odd number it will display 1 and for even number it will display 2. Next, at the end of the body of the loop, update the I variable. So I plus equal to 2. The meaning is I is equal to I plus 2. That is the meaning. So I value is already 1 plus 2 means the value is 3. So at the end of the first iteration, the variable value gets updated as 3. So the value 3 will be carried out for the second iteration. So for second iteration if you are considering, I value is 3. And check the condition whether 3 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, 3 is less than 10. Condition true. So when this condition is true, it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And this will be considered as the second iteration. So here it will display I value and I plus 1 value. I value is nothing but 3 and I plus 1 value is nothing but 4. So in the output screen, it will display 3 and 4. Here if you are considering, we have given 2 tab space. So it will display the I value and after that, it will give 2 tab space. Then only it will display I plus 1 value. So these and all we need to plan accordingly. Next, at the end of the second iteration, I will get incremented by 2. Previously I value was 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So for next iteration, I value will be considered as 5. So for third iteration, consider I value as 5 and check the condition whether 5 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, 5 is less than 10. Condition true. So it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And here it will display I value and I plus 1 value. So I value is 5, I plus 1 value is 6. In the output screen it will display 5 and 6. And at the end of the body of the loop, if you are considering, it will update the variable value. That is I equal to I plus 2. So I value is 5 plus 2 means we will get it as 7. Next, fourth iteration. Consider I value as 7 and check the condition whether 7 is less than or equal to 10. Condition true. Yes, 7 is less than 10. Next, it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. Now, it will display I value and I plus 1 value. So, I value is 7, I plus 1 value is 8. And in the output, it will display 7 and 8. Next, at the end of the body of the loop, I will get incremented by 2. So, I value is nothing but 7 plus 2, it is 9. So, for the next iteration, that is fifth iteration, I value will be considered as 9 and check the condition whether 9 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, 9 is less than 10. Condition true. And it will allow the body of the loop to execute once. And it will print I value and I plus 1 value. So, I value is nothing but 9. I plus 1 value is 10. So, in the output screen, it will print 9 and 10 for this iteration. And next, at the end of the body of the loop, I will get updated by 2. So, 9 plus 2, it is 11. Now, I value is 11. So, for the next iteration, I value will be considered as 11 and check the condition whether 11 is less than or equal to n value is 10 only. N we are not at all updating at any iteration. So, n value is 10 only. 11 less than or equal to 10, condition fails. 11 is not less than 10, not equal to 10. So, condition fails. So, at this iteration, since condition fails, it will not allow the body of the loop to execute and loop will exit here. And control will transfer to the next statements in the C code. And the next statement is nothing but the return statement. And it will return the output in the output screen. So, this is the output that will be displayed in the output screen. That is, up to n value 10, we have displayed the odd numbers and we have displayed the even numbers. So, this is the logic of this program. Display odd numbers and even numbers using for loop. So, with the help of this for loop only, we have displayed this odd numbers and even numbers. So, this is the working of this for loop. Thank you for watching this video.